Hello, and welcome to the Volley Academy. I'm Coach D, and I'm here to help you out today with Chapter 1, Attitude. Now, we talk a little bit about attitude. We talk about being a great teammate, and that's what this course is all about. This course is trying to help you and give you the tools that you need to be a great teammate. And I'm going to tell you the first tool that I'm going to give you today is attitude. Your attitude is your foundation to be successful. Your attitude is your foundation to be a great teammate. And we're going to break down what that means a lot today as we break down the word attitude, the form of your attitude, and what makes up your attitude. Now, many of you know me. Many of you know I'm a little bit of a math nerd. I actually majored in mathematics. My undergrad degree is in mathematics from Liberty. And if you've ever been on my court, you know I talk a little bit about F equals ma, force equals mass times acceleration. We talk about angular velocity. We talk about torque and power and potential energy and exponential growth and all those different things. If you've ever been on my court, you know that you're going to hear a lot about math. So what would make this Volley Academy attitude course be any different? So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the alphabet from A to Z. There are 26 letters. And I'm going to give each letter a numeric value. A is equal to 1. B is equal to 2. C is equal to 3. D is equal to 4. E is equal to 5. And then Z is equal to 26. So if you take the word attitude and you go all the way through all those letters in attitude and you add up all of their numeric values it gives you, well, let's take a look at it. A is equal to 1. T is equal to 20. T is equal to 20. I is equal to 9. T, again, is equal to 20. You don't have to go very far to find U is equal to 21. D is equal to 4, my favorite number and my favorite letter, by the way. And then E is equal to 5. Let's add those all up. 1 plus 20 plus 20 plus 9 plus 20 plus 21 plus 4 plus 5. I think that I got that all right, but if not, it's just right next to us. Take a look at that real quick. All those added together give 100. Now, you guys even have an emoji that you go by and you say, oh, keep it 100 or 100. Be 100% at things. So I'm asking you today to keep it 100. To think about that number 100 when you talk about your attitude. I need your attitude to be at 100%. Now, your attitude, if we take it and we break that attitude into 100%, what makes up that attitude? And I was reading a guy named Chuck Swindoll. He's a great Christian author. And Chuck Swindoll actually once said, he said, your attitude in life is 10% what happens to you and 90% the way you react to it. Let me say that again to you. Your attitude in life, how you present yourself, your joyfulness, your happiness, or your sadness, your current attitude is 10% of what happens to you and 90% the way you react to it. So let's think about those things that we can control. Can you control everything that happens to you? Can you control somebody from running a red light and hitting you? Can you control a referee from calling a double on you? You can't. I tried. Believe me, I tried. I hate the double. We'll talk about that in another session, in another course. Can you control a line judge saying the ball was in or out? Can you control a line judge saying that you tipped the ball or that the other team didn't? Because I always hear you guys, tip, 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 tip. I know that whenever you hit it out, that's the first thing you go for. You can't control a lot of things in life. You can't control, I'm going to get a little deep on you right here. You can't control cancer. You can't control divorce for your parents. You can't control a lot of things. You don't have full control over whether you got an A or an F on that English paper or on that math paper. You don't have full control over what this other team that's about to walk into the gym has in their arsenal. They might have 6 girls that are 6'5" walking into the gym. You can't control that, but what you can control is your attitude and your effort. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in the next section. But as you talk about your attitude, those little things that you think are so huge, those little things, when they happen to you, you've got to choose how you're going to react. And I'm actually going to knock that word out of the way. I don't want to say react. I want to say act. Because I don't think that you need to repay this thing that has happened to you, whether it be negative or whether it be positive. I think that you need to sit down, breathe, and make a wise decision in the way that you're going to present yourself from now on. Because what is inside you, what you've built up to this point, is your character. In James chapter 1 in the Bible, it talks about it. It says, blessed are you to have trials of many kinds, because those trials develop perseverance, and perseverance goes on to develop character. So what your parents have spent, all the time that your parents have spent in rearing you and making you the woman that you are, the man that you are, all that time that is spent into you has developed your character. That is what you are. So these little things that happen to you, this 10% that happens to you, you made a bad pass. Who cares? Volleyball, we just swipe that thing away and we move on to the next thing. So you serve the ball out. Who cares? It's 1 point. So you got a bad grade on a test. Who cares? What can you do about it now is what my question is. How are you going to act now? Let's bear down and let's get better in that class. So you got replaced and you had to sit the bench. Who cares? Are you in this for you, or are you in this for your team? Are you in this for the success of your team, or are you in this for the success of yourself? And if you're in this for the success of yourself, call me, get a refund, because this course ain't for you. Or maybe this course is for you. That's why you're watching it right now, because I'm asking you to be in it for us. Not in it for me, in it for us. Change your me for the we. So as Chuck Swindoll said, 10%, your attitude in life is 10% what happens to you, and 90% the way you act upon those things. That gives us 100%. And I need you to come in at 100% day in and day out. I'm not just talking about in games. I'm talking about in practice. I'm talking about in weights. I'm talking about in film review. I'm talking about when you walk into church, when you walk into your meal with your family, when you walk into that math class, when you walk into that time that your friend calls you up and says, I need to talk to you. I need you 100% into this moment in time. That's how you add value, and that's how you bring success about. If you've ever listened to me, and you've ever been on my gym floor, if you've ever been in the gym with me, if you've ever been on any team that I talk about, this saying I say a whole lot. Your attitude determines your effort. Your effort determines your energy, and your energy determines your success. Your attitude is what makes you successful. Attitude is the foundation for success. Success, another way to put it is, success rises and falls on attitude. How do we generate energy? We generate energy by giving great effort. How do we give great effort? Nobody has ever given great effort with a bad attitude. Let me say that again. Nobody has ever given great effort with a bad attitude. You have never walked into the gym not wanting to be there and giving your best effort. Prove me wrong. You haven't. You have got to come into the gym, take everything else. I talk about when you walk through that door, this is your sanctuary. Today is the day that you get to play volleyball. Understand something. Not everybody has the same talent that you do. Not everybody has the opportunity to walk into a gym and play volleyball. You have that opportunity, so let's leave everything else that's on our shoulders. That bad test grade, maybe that fight that you got in with your mom and your dad on the way to practice today. Maybe you and your sister aren't getting along. Maybe your boyfriend just cheated on you. I don't know what's going on in your life, but I don't care. Because that has nothing to do with how you're going to add value to your teammates. I do care, by the way. But I want you to understand something, that when you walk into a volleyball court and when I ask you how you can become a better teammate, this is where it starts. It starts with your attitude. Walk into the gym. Step one, when you first meet and greet one of your players, don't say, hey, how you doing? It's been a bad day. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I have 4 tests this week. I stayed up until 2 o'clock last night, probably playing on YouTube or on Instagram or Snapchat, but I stayed up and I'm so exhausted. I got 3 hours of sleep last night. Oh, Matt said something bad to me. Susie was mad at me today at practice or at lunch. Oh, I'm just not feeling well. Who cares? That's not your first word. You say, hey, how you doing? Let's get after it today. This is a day we can improve. How you become a better teammate is by coming in with a great attitude. You can't come in with a bad attitude and try to give your best. You can't go back there and rip a ball if you're like, oh my goodness. Okay. Hit the ball, pass the ball, set the ball. That you have no opportunity to get better. You have no opportunity to give your best effort with a bad attitude. Let me say it again. You have no opportunity to give your best effort with a bad attitude. So your attitude needs to change. In order for you to give great effort, you must have a great attitude. In order for you to develop energy and momentum within your team. Now again, I believe that in volleyball, each point is an independent event. And we're going to discuss that a little bit in mathematics later whenever we talk about the things that you can get past. But I want you to understand something. There is a thing called energy, positive energy, and energy of your team. I have watched it before where a girl gets back there and rips serves and she just develops confidence in herself. She develops energy. She has a great attitude. She gives her greatest effort. Her teammates are jumping up and down. They jump up and down every single point. They get off the bench and they're just jumping up. They're throwing their towels around. The coach is like, yeah! That's energy. And how do we bring that energy about? First off, by walking in with a great attitude. Secondly, by giving our best effort. And when we do that, we develop that positive energy. And your attitude is contagious. There's another word that I want you to think about, another thought I want you to think about. Your attitude is contagious. If you walk in with a bad attitude and Susie walks in with a great attitude and you're over there, yeah, good for you. Susie, it's very hard for Susie to pull you back up, but it's very easy for you to pull Susie down. Your attitude is contagious. And if you walk in with a bad attitude, you're going to bring your whole team down. So that is the exact opposite of what being a great teammate is all about. Being a great teammate is walking in the door, leaving everything that has been on your shoulders, all of your burdens, down at the feet. I would prefer at the feet of Jesus, but put them on the feet of the door of the gym. And then walk in saying, I don't care what's going on in my life right now. The 10% that's going on in my life, I choose to be joyous. I choose to be happy. I choose to not worry about what's going on in my life. I choose to walk forward. I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. About an hour ago, I got into my car and I tried to turn on the car and it wouldn't crank. My battery was done. It was shot. And I could sit there and kick the car. I could kick the wheels. I could say, goodness gracious, what in the world? Or I can say, you know what? What a beautiful day. I got 2 legs, I can walk. You choose your attitude. You have total control over it. You don't have total control. You have 90% control. Let me tell you something. 90% is a whole lot. So you can choose to be joyful. Whether you're sitting on the bench, whether you're injured, whether you're not able to play, whatever it is, in order to be a great teammate, you have got to make the choice to be a great teammate. And the way that you do that, the way that you start by doing that is having a great attitude. I need you to have a great attitude. As you walk into the gym, the next time you walk in with your teammates, get your attitude up. Forget about the 10% of the things that happen to you. Act. Think about that. Develop character. Your parents made you for more than this. They've asked you to say, be joyful, and move forward. So I'm asking you today, and I'm going to wrap up this little session about attitude by asking you to not let the 10% conquer you. Let your 90%, the character that is within you, overload the 10%, the little things that happen to you in the middle of games, before a game, after a game, what you have coming up this weekend, what happened to you last night. Those things you have no control over when you walk into a gym. What you have control over is that next ball. Let's do it. Let's take that next ball. Let's better the ball if we're a setter or a passer, and let's kill the ball if we're a hitter. That's what I'm asking you to do today. Get your attitude up so you can walk through, because your attitude determines your effort determines your energy, and your energy determines your success. To be successful, you need to have a great attitude because your attitude is the foundation for success. Success rises and falls on attitude. Let's have a great attitude. Let's be a great teammate, and let's move forward. Thank you.